I've done so many things, but of course, remember, I'm 85 years old, and I've got a lot of stuff, but it's been a good life. I've been blessed. The business was the Credit Bureau of Brownsville, and it was owned by Claire Key, a lady that was single. It was during the war that and there was money flowing here because the ladies were getting their checks, but they were spending them in Mexico and there was no credit available there was no man, and so we started on a campaign teaching our ladies here how to make use of their money in a good way. And I made lifelong friends, even though I was being a little dictator, which I have been accused of many times, but that's what it takes. I think she did a smart thing when she hired me, because I was able to not educate some of these people about how to use their credit, how to use their money, that they were, the soldiers or the husbands were away, they were being, for the first time, have something that they could count on. And I was 17 years trying to tell 30 or 40-year-old ladies how to spend their money. I was the youngest, and I was the only one from Brownsville. There was people from Francis Duckworth, Hazel Machen, and just all of them Anglos, and I was the only Hispanic, and I was the youngest one, and I was the boss. A National Association of Credit Bureaus of America, and she is asked to speak, and she puts me on to speak to and of course she helped with writing it up and everything, but I delivered it, and I tell you, I think I thought I was just everything. I borrowed a yellow dress with a black lace thing from she was a cousin of mine, and because I didn't have the proper clothing, and boy, I was a knockout. I was offered this opportunity, and she doubled my salary, but it's still, I wanted to. It wasn't so much about, of course, money was very important, but it was also the opportunity to expand, and so I did all the hiring for the opening of Golf Mart here. I opened the first discount store in Brownsville, Texas, Golf Mart. That was his idea. I said, he started buying one or two little cars and putting them out there and selling the cars, but that's how we started, with a gasoline station and a used car lot there. One time we had about 5, American Motors, Buick, GMC, Dodge, in Isuzu. We had 5 lines of, and a Hispanic and a young man at that. But it was because of his wife. I worked, and he would leave at 7 o'clock in the morning to go to school in Edinburgh and come up back at night and then still go and do some work. It was something that was really very, very hard on all of us. But I knew that need and what it meant to get an education. I had to have some understanding, because it was just, he was going to school in Edinburgh, and I was working and had 2 children, and we needed extra money, and it wasn't coming, and so cheapest thing there was a gasoline station, and it was closed, gone broke, but anyhow, I convinced my husband to invest in it, and he would go to school and work part-time and still have, and finally he had it. I said, you need to pay attention to that store, because that's going to that's our bread and butter. The opportunity came because I had a friend, Gene Eckhoff, that was a retired teacher with no children, but always with a lot of heart in wanting to help this community. And so she was the one that encouraged me to run and for public office. And of course, everyone, including my husband, what in the world are you doing and all of this? But I had a mission. I felt that we were not capitalizing on what we had here. Our students were going to high school, and that was it. They may not have had the resources or whatever the case had been, but I just felt that we had had a community college here since 1926, and it was just falling apart. There was no, and so I thought, listen, this is the backbone of the success of our community. And so I said, I'm going to do something about it. And my husband was very upset that I was running for public office and so on, but I did run. I was the one that spread out because, there was a lot of people that were not, at that particular time in the 80s, a woman to run for public office, and then wanting to support a woman to run the university or a community college. So it was not easy, but we succeeded, and the proof is there. Dr. Hansmark was the chancellor, and Eddie Lucio and we lived in the housing project, and we used to skate together there. That was our entertainment. And so he was state senator, and I knew that he would do anything I asked him. And I asked him to get Hansmark here. And Hansmark to this day is my friend because he felt very appreciative of the opportunity to get the university started here, where there's so much need, and it was unheard of, a community college getting the university, but we succeeded. Oh, no, in about the next 10, 15 years, we'll be able to get a university here when the community has grown, and we would have. And I said, we don't have the luxury of waiting. The need is now, and either you do something or get out of my way because I'm getting a university here. We were very lucky to convince people to be supportive of crazy ideas that turn out to be very beneficial. I want to take this opportunity to thank HSFE for the session with these people so that we can promote and convince the future of our area that education is a must.